All right, Kilmeny Ducard is in New York for us with more on the primaries. Kilmeny?
Ali, John, lots of New Yorkers are heading to the polls today. We're at a polling station in Midtown Manhattan, and this is actually Donald Trump's congressional district. He just cast his ballot here, in fact, a couple of hours ago, but he, of course, is leading the Republican charge. And then you have Hillary Clinton on the Democratic side, who is expected to do very well in New York. But certainly Bernie Sanders is trying to give her a run for her money and take some of those delegates. He did very well in 8 of the last 9 primaries, and it seems very evident that Hillary Clinton is feeling the pressure, and who better to illustrate that than the New York Post itself. Take a look at this picture here. You have Hillary Clinton on the front, and you have Bernie Sanders hiding behind the Empire State Building, and you have Hillary feeling the burn. But to give us a little more context on this, I want to bring in our political analyst, Alex Voch, to add a little bit more to this. What kind of pressure is Clinton under? I mean, we certainly saw her very much on the defensive at the Democratic debate last Thursday. Is the pressure getting to her, and how is that going to impact her campaign going forward?
Certainly. So with the victories that Bernie Sanders has won in the last few states, certainly Secretary Clinton is thinking a little bit about the long-term prospects of this race. I did see her last night at a rally, and she seemed excited and enthusiastic. I think being back here among her supporters in New York has really energized her, and she's up for this fight, as she said last night. However, if Bernie Sanders does win here in New York today, it will really be worrisome for her. If she can pull off the victory, I think that will give her the momentum she needs to keep up the enthusiasm in the fight throughout the rest of the primary.
Of course. And beyond that, you know, we get so much into the numbers and who has what support, and we get into the overall rat race. But talk about some of the issues on the minds of New York voters as they come to the polls today, and how will that translate to which candidate that they pick?
Sure. And on the Democratic side in New York, Democratic voters are about 8-1 compared to Republicans. They're very concerned about economic issues and how we lift everyone up in our economy. Which is something that Senator Sanders has talked about quite a bit, and also that Secretary Clinton has. Another issue that is talked about more on the Republican side, but Democrats care a lot about as well, is our foreign policy. And I think that the experience that Secretary Clinton has will go a long way in ultimately helping people decide where they want to cast their ballot there.
Now let's take a look at the Republican side. We know Donald Trump is probably certainly feeling a lot of pressure. Ted Cruz not too far behind him, but he has certainly attacked the GOP, calling the system crooked and rigged. What aspect of that is he so up in arms about?
Well, certainly the Republican system for choosing their nominee is set up so that party influencers and insiders have a very strong influence on the process. However, the rules of that process have been in place for a very long time, and the campaign has been criticized for not properly preparing to deal with this process, and instead focusing on Donald Trump's media strategy of being out there and loud on the issues and talking directly to voters. So yes, the Republican process is not completely democratic, but it is a bed that the Trump campaign has made for themselves to some large extent.
Right. Well, certainly I know his rivals are hoping that maybe it could come down to a contested or brokered convention at the end of this, and they might stand a chance at taking the nomination. But we're going to keep you updated on the polling numbers as they come in, as New Yorkers head to the polls.
All right, Kilmeny Ducard for us, giving a breakdown of the numbers as well as the process with her guest from Midtown Manhattan. Thank you.